We are in game number 1. There we go. We're just going to go 2x to try and catch up a little bit over here. But once again, similar to what we saw for the RMS Series, the first edition, this time around we're going to have 5 maps with... What is the theme for these? Let me check real quick. Yeah, once again, really wasn't expecting this to be on already, but it's great. It's great that we have it. Are these calls okay for you as well, or would you like me to change this? Let me also update this information because this is definitely not Valhalla. This is the RMS Series. This is Playoff 3. Looks like a winter theme. Close Combat is the name of the series for today. So there is that. Playoff 5, alright, everything's good. Yeah. Let's just go for it. And seems like it's based on maps with close proximity between the players. Okay, there we go. The stream title should now be properly updated. So at the very beginning we have a little bit of aggression coming up from Mihai. He was the first player to go for a barracks and he's got militias coming out. Playing Persians is not every day that you expect to see militias over here. Yeah, that's what we're getting from Mihai and Barles. Didn't really have any defenses, just had to pull the villagers away. Hey, our base, how are you doing? I hope you're doing alright. By the way, work is coming along for the scripted video. Coming up, hopefully, by around the end of the month or so. Obviously, I've been able to get the most work done for it the days that I do not stream. But yeah, I'm hoping for a release before the end of the month or by the end of the month so that there's going to be some time for people to watch it before Red Bull. Ideally, anyway. How's it going down? We'll take a look at the map in just a moment. Let's see over here though if anything's going to happen in regards of the militias. Not quite. Mihai just pulling these back and he ended up paying 120 food for those guys, plus some gold of course. So far he's been unable to achieve too much of anything with those. Barles is trying to target villagers over here. Meanwhile, Mihai's sending a bunch of villagers around the forest. And he's going for the douche. He's going for the douche. Oh boy. This is quite the game to start the show match already. Of course. What a great series. This is what you want to see. A lot of action early on. And Mihai is certainly going to deliver with the TC already up and having twice the HP compared to Barles' TC. Persian civilization is gonna be exactly what you want for this kind of strategy, of course. I missed out the wild video? Oh yeah, that I've been just making strides with the scripted video that I'm making for YouTube. It's taken a long time, but this is also the first time that I make a scripted video in quite a while, so I'm just trying to establish a good pipeline, you know, for it, a good workflow, so that the next few ones are going to be easier to make. So yeah, obviously the days that I do not have to stream, I can just dedicate my full time to that. But it's taking a while. I'm hoping that it's gonna be out before the end of the month. And if you're watching this series on YouTube, you probably wonder what the hell you're talking about, Nova. The video's been out for weeks. Well, yeah. It's been out for you. Barles doesn't have the wood for a new TC. No, but he sent a bunch of villagers over to collect wood. So it shouldn't take too long for him to get enough. So by the time the TC goes down, I think he's going to have already what he needs. Where's he going to go for the next TC though? He's got some villagers far away. So that's gotta be it, right? Yeah, the TC goes down. And we're gonna see a TC come up over here. That is actually not a bad location, as we have 2 goals available right next to the TC. And he'll be able to protect Lumberjacks over here as well. Meanwhile, Mihai takes the scout from Barles. And we'll realize about the TC. There we go. Beautiful. No, Barles collecting the board now. Around the mill. Now up to fuel before losing TC. What a play. Hey, Bailo. Hi. Nice from Mihai. He'll start scouting the scout with a... He's gonna start scouting the map rather with a few extra villages over here. He should find some of these extra free resources. There we go. So yeah, he hasn't gotten to the fuel H because the pressure from Mihai was pretty strong. And I think the militias from early on probably had a ton to do with that. Yeah, the game is going to stabilize. So far, Barles been able to keep up with his villager production, and he's managed to stay ahead Mihai in villager count. Barles, the player who's been able to get the most villagers down so far as well in the villager fights that we saw earlier. While the douche was going. There we are. Oh! Scout goes down. Beautiful. So fuel H is finally on the way for Barles, and Mihai not particularly close, having enough resources. He cannot really scrap together what he needs to go to the next stage. And by the way, guys, the prize pool for these show matches rather, is completely crowdfunded. So if anybody would like to contribute towards the prize pool, I think that there is a prize pool command. Let me check. If not, we can make one. Oh boy, I'm very sure that I had a prize pool command set up for it, but it seems like it's not the case. One moment. Okay, there we go. Let's make one. Hey, Rosa. Welcome. There you are. Did your audio come? No, my Amazon account's still on hold. I talked to them after my last stream. The day afterwards, I talked to them over the phone. Had to download an app to call a US number. And they said, okay, we're gonna see what we can do. I'm going to send all your request to a specialized team. And I got an email saying that my account was under review and that I was going to get an update 24 to 48 hours business hours afterwards. Oh man, that tower is actually going down faster than it's coming up, I think. Yeah, take a look at the HP. Well done from Mihai. So the tower comes up and it goes down immediately. What the hell was that? Barles kind of committed to it, so he's got him to the fuel H and he wasn't able to do much of anything with it. Damn. But yeah, anyway, I talked to them, right? And the guy that I talked to over the phone said that, and that was on Thursday, I think, and then on Friday, I got the email saying that I was going to be contacted 24 to 48 business hours afterwards. So that was going to be either on Monday or Tuesday. And I waited entire Tuesday, and I didn't get anything, and I didn't check my email yet for today, but it doesn't seem like I got anything, so I'm gonna have to talk to them again. Yep, I'm checking my my email right now, and nope, 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 nope. There is no email over here, so I'm gonna have to talk to them again. Hopefully I'll be able to get it solved. Beautiful. Villager down already for Mihai. We have Minotaurs from Barles. Kind of taking advantage of the fuel age, finally, in a sense, but then you would probably have been able to say that if the tower had stayed up, right? So this is only going to be good if it works out. And so far he's been able to get 2 villagers with the Minotaurs. He's going after a third one and he got her! Fantastic. And that was 5 weeks ago. Yeah, I need to talk to them again because I cannot take it. I've also been checking the microphones that will be available in the price range, and I already settled on one. But of course I'll need the interface before I can get the microphone. And a bunch of extra money still. But it's all good. I'm very much looking forward to all of that good stuff. Here we go. Ah, villager goes down over here from Mihai. Another tower from Barles is finally getting the damage done that he needed to get going with the first one. Now Mihai's reaction is pretty strong. He brought a bunch of villagers trying to get a tower down, but the palace is just in time from Barles, prevents Mihai from getting it down, so... Yeah, you know what? Mihai is looking like he's kind of in trouble. There is a 4th Minotaurs! Barles got around the woodline. He's realized about the woodline from Mihai, so now these will be ripe for taking and the villagers are going down! Archer's coming in as well. And Mihai's just been playing defensive and he's reacted back home with skirmishers against the archer push from Barles, but that's about it. Yeah, Barles even had a villager over here to try and lame the woodline. Second archer range for Mihai now as well. From this point onwards, Barles should be in a pretty commanding lead. For a while, he's been ahead in both military and villager count. He's also going to be the first player to have enough resources to go up to the castle age as well. I'm pretty sure that's because how much later he got to the field age as well. He had a stronger economy. That's going to be because of Mihai's aggression. Ironically enough, so... With Barles going out to the castle age in a moment and Mihai is still struggling to just survive in the fuel age, this is going to be pretty much game over, I think. And by the time Barles hits the castle age, Mihai is most likely going to end up just going to GG. He might have a Persian TC over here, but there's not much he'll be able to do against castle age units, mainly siege, of course. Game should be pretty much over, I guess. Yeah. Barles is going up to the castle age. We jumped into the game a little bit later compared to the players, so we are just going to very slightly fast forward over here 2x. Since I don't really expect this game to continue after getting to the castle age. We have any extra action. Meanwhile, we can go back, but so far nothing unexpected. Yeah. Mihai is going back to the woodline, of course. It's not really possible for him to collect from it anymore. He does have another one down the south though. There we go. And the GG's here before Barles gets to the castle age even. So going through the achievements really quickly before we jump into game number 2. What do we get? We're gonna see for military a better KD for Barles, approaching a 2-1 KD ratio, while for economy we have a stronger economy for Barles as well, with well over 1,000 extra resources, almost, well, what am I talking about? Well over 3,000 extra resources, almost 4,000 extra resources. The economy delta over here for both these players is quite large. For technology, we have a faster uptime for Barles to the fuel H. Yeah, despite the douche from Mihai, which I do find very interesting, given that Barles struggled so much and he didn't manage to get to the fuel H before the TC went down, as you usually see being the case. So, well done. And let's take a look at what we get for game number 2. So far, Barles 1, Mihai 0. There we go. Oh, this is a great map. I remember this now. This is one of my favorite maps from the RMS Cup 2 submissions. Oh man, I pushed really hard to have this one in the tournament, but we couldn't come to an agreement. This is one of my favorite maps from the submissions for sure. I thought it was so good. So we're gonna try to catch up a little bit over here, just going 2x, and meanwhile taking a look at the map. So just like the previous one, this is a map that was made for S-tier tournaments, but ultimately didn't get used, and it's still a pretty good map, you know. So this one and all the maps that we are seeing in the RMS series show matches are going to meet that criteria. Fantastic maps created for S-tier tournaments, but ultimately not chosen as part of the main map pools. So for this one, we have 2 lakes at the center, one on the left-hand side. You're gonna have plenty of fish over here. This is deep fish. And then on the right-hand side, you're gonna have plenty of shore fish as well as gold and box turtles over here. So, and this is completely walkable as well. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, I believe this is not completely walkable. So it's going to be easier to fish on the left-hand side. It's going to be more rewarding as well. However, it's going to be, you're going to have more resources on the right-hand side because of the gold over here as well. Players are then connected by a stripe of sand through the center of both those lakes, or in the middle of those lakes. And this is divided by fences, but the fences are 1 HP only, so this is just decorative. Oh no, this is actually 500 HP. Never mind. You can still walk around them though, so you do not even need to destroy them. Then at the center we have a relic, and then around the lakes we have the players, of course, facing each other, surrounded by a valley of sorts with some extra resources. We see some of the stone over there, some of the berries, some extra resources, extra wood as well. And then on the outer part of the map, we have elevations. You can really build on top of... You can build on top of the elevations, but you cannot build on the slope, if I'm not mistaken, if I recall correctly. But then you're going to find some ibex over there because it's the mountains, right? And that's about it. That's about it. I thought the concept for the map was pretty good. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Colosseum as well. And Barles is gonna be this time around the one going for pressure. As both players are going after the fuel H already, Barles got a little bit of a head start to it. Mihai doesn't really have any military units out, and as a matter of fact, he's only now going for the barracks. With 2 villagers, mind you, though, so you should be able to defend over here. Interesting map? Yeah. I thought this one was pretty good. And we'll see what kind of action we get. I don't feel like this got the closest generation, you know, of many of the other maps that we have seen, definitely. So I'm not really sure if I personally would have put this in the close combat RMS series, but we'll see. It might get quite heated depending on how much players are willing to invest into water, for instance. Hey Renee! Hi, welcome. We might see the villager go down over there from Mihai. And yes, sir, Barles is starting with a force. And that's another villager going down very soon. I think he's trying to block it. But the villager couldn't do it. I'm pretty sure he would have been able to do it though. Yeah, villagers. A goner. At this point already. Oh, but we do have a counter-attack though! From Mihai, and he manages to get one villager himself as well. And to push Barles away from the center. So now on the right hand side, Mihai is going to be the only player with access to this extra gold. And then on the left hand side, Barles is going to be the only player going for actual navy. So the fishing ships of Mihai will be in trouble. You know, the way the... how will we call it? The way that we find players for... or the way that Huevo Coyote and Siesta determine who are going to play the next series is by a challenging system. Basically, we need players to challenge the current champions of the series. So for the first RMS Series show match, Barles of course came out on top, if you remember it. It was Barles versus Fire, and then we were waiting for a challenger for Barles, and now we have Mihai, and Barles accepted, of course. So Mihai is going to have a pretty tough opponent over here. However, it's going to be a great opportunity to get some practice in. And if Barles was to win the second series over here as well, then it's going to have to wait for a challenger for the third series to take place on a different thematic. On a differently themed group of maps. Check. Yeah, fishing ships from Mihai are going down. And what I'm pretty curious about though, he's gotten one galley. Where's the galley? Right hand side? Yeah, he's gotten the one galley on the right hand side, right? So he's gonna be able to defend the right hand side lake at the very least. He's got Minotaurs over here, so the villages will not be quite as exposed anymore. His full economy should be pretty safe. What I'm really curious though is, has Mihai actually been able to pay off for those fishing ships he ended up losing, or are they just wasted resources? Was there not enough time for him to pay out the investment? So let me take a look. So for gather economy time so far, that's going to be about 10 extra minutes for Mihai, which will represent about 250 additional resources compared to his opponent and the fishing ships at 75 a pop from Mihai. They did fish faster though, 5% faster in the Dark Age because of the Japanese bonus, but I don't think he's managed to pay for those fishing ships yet. To be fair though, Barles did invest into the dock himself and the fire galley, so whatever resources Mihai didn't really pay off for yet are kind of upset by the fact of Barles going for navy in order to clean up the fishing ships. So overall, I would say that Mihai probably came out on top over there. Obviously, now that Barles is with full control of the left-hand side pond, he could be the one going for fishing ships. We have plenty of deep fish over here ripe for taking. But so far, nothing like that coming out from Barles, so it's a little bit better for Mihai, I would say. Still. We got on everything. Minotaurs, fire galleys, archers. Yeah, we got on a little bit of everything. Minotaur's push over here from behind from Mihai, but so far he's not really been able to get too much done with that. Pretty good defense and reaction from Barles over here. He ended up cleaning up the Minotaurs that managed to sneak in, and we're going to have just one left over here. About to get cleaned up by the archer. And then on the right hand side, this one about to get cleaned up by the TC. There's just going to be a game for the Castle Age next. Although we have archers roaming around from Barles around the back of Mihai's base, but it doesn't seem like he'll be able to get much damage of anything done over here. We already have defensive skirmishers from Mihai, so yeah, it's just going to be a game for the Castle Age. There we go. Fire Galley coming out for Mihai, so he's not completely giving up on the left-hand side pawn just yet. Barles, however, is scrapping enough resources to go up to the Castle Age. Mihai has been collecting a lot of free food from the right-hand side, but so far he's been unable to get enough to go up. Oh, but he might get a villager over here, though. He's got the galley plus archers, yes. And the dog that Barles was trying to get on the right-hand side is going to get denied, and the villager's gonna go down so far. It's been better for Barles. With 9 eco kills, you gotta keep in mind a lot of that's fishing ships from Mihai, not so many actual villagers. And it's a hit only by 1 eco unit, which just goes to show that the actual villager count is not that much different. Mihai's going for wheelbarrow, and afterwards he's gonna be on his way to the castle H. And Barles is kind of struggling for food a little bit. That's the one thing that Mihai has gotta lead with against Barles. There we go. Beautiful. One village goes down on the right hand side. Barles' scouts managed 1 kill over there, but Mihai is going to be the first player to go up to the castle H, as Barles is trying to balance his economy right now and go up hopefully himself as well. Gonna struggle a little bit, and Mihai will have the head start to it. However, we not only have archers, we not only have scouts, we have scouts and archers from Barles forward, so Mihai ends up bailing from the wood line and from the goal in the back over here because it's just too darn dangerous. Yeah, it's too damn dangerous, so he's going over to the right hand side in order to collect gold, in order to collect food. And if he plays his cards right over here, because he's got control of the right hand side pond, could potentially go for a few extra galleys. And that should be enough for him to defend against any land units that Barles might go for. Even in the castle age, you know, even against siege potentially. I guess the one thing that Barles will be able to go for in the castle age that Navy's not going to be able to defend against will be maybe monks. But that's a very big maybe. As of course with good unit control, galleys will be able to take on the monks after all, but we'll see. And so far the game's kind of stabilized until we get to the next stage. I'm sorry to hear that, Renee. Happy to hear that you're getting better though. Yes. Castle Age will be here for Barles in about 50 seconds. Meanwhile, Mihai is going for the stable. You really want to have your production buildings already up by the time you get to the next stage, and he's got only 1 stable coming up. 2 archer ranges, mind you, so he could go for the crossbow upgrade, and he is going for crossbowman and balking arrow. However, the units he had on the left hand side are not going to be of too much use. And where are the rest of the archers? He's got a lot. Oh, okay. So we have a bunch of these archers just garrisoned. He's gonna start going for cavalry archers now. And I don't know where the rest are. I think they are... Okay, so he's got some on the left hand side, but Barles already realized about this, so he's going for elite skirmisher and balking arrow himself as well. Second DC on the way for Mihai. Fantastic. Yeah, it's a good army from Mihai that he's messing up. I'm wondering what he's waiting for before going forward, though. He's probably aware. You know, on the left-hand side, with the archers that he had left, I think he saw only 1 or 2 skirmishers. I think there were almost no skirmishers left from Barles over here when Mihai got to the castle age already. So I'm not really sure why he's taking so long to go forward and try to get some damage done. It's giving Barles some opportunity over here to get some snipes himself. Yeah, okay, there we go. Mihai sending the units forward. He's got the knight already in the stable. Yeah, and Barles is going to miss the archers. No, sir, he's going back. Mihai's gotta be careful over here. That is not good. And then on the right-hand side, we have the archers from Barles, but they are going down to the cavalry archers. Well done from Mihai. One cavalry archer going down to an army of fuel H archers is not good. But he was able to clean that up, and at the very least, he didn't lose any villagers, right? So far, Mihai is looking a little bit stronger over here. That was not the best unit control that I have seen from the yellow player, though. Ends up losing to elite skirmishers. His entire archer army in the right-hand side, and then the scout as well. On the left, he was probably microing here. I really don't get, though, Mihai's approach over here has got very, very small groups of archers roaming around, which are really easy from Barles to take care. You know, for Barles to take care with a few skirmishers over here on each side. Okay, now we see a large army coming in from Mihai over here. Definitely would have preferred for him to try and make a bigger push from the get-go, but he does have the cavalry archers coming forward right now, and he might still be able to get some good damage down. We'll just have to wait and see. Great. Politics coming up now for Barles. Mihai, I'm not sure that he's got a university even. Let's go for it. Nope. He does not have a university yet. Cast is coming up from Barles though. The player's been taking some stone, and Mihai is kind of getting close to having enough resources to go for a castle himself, but despite the fact that the game is kind of stabilized, there's still a lot going on. We have the small groups of Mihai going forward, the transition to stone from both players as well, now the castle drop over here from Barles, and very soon Mihai should be able to go for a defensive castle himself, which he can build on top of the water over here, by the way, because of the terrain, if I'm not mistaken. And if I recall correctly, I think the mangrove terrain over here will allow you to go for a building with full HP. I don't think it's going to have an impact on the building's HP like crack terrain does. Yeah, and Mihai he's looking alright. As long as he doesn't start taking a lot of villager losses, he should be fine. He's managed to stay ahead in worker count after getting the extra TCs up. And the military count's actually pretty close for both these players, but one village goes down for Mihai over there. Yeah, and he better pull these off until he can clean these units up. That's only 4 skirmishes, mind you, so I'm really hoping he's not going to take losses over here. He's actually losing 1 cavalry archer already. Maybe that's 2 cavalry archers already. That's going to be 3. Not quite. It is going to be 3. He does lose 3 cavalry archers trying to get 4 skirmishes down. That is a very cost-effective trade for Barles. And that is an issue for Mihai. He's been struggling with cost effectiveness. Trades have been better for Barles the entire time. He even manages to get a villager down over here in exchange for the scout. Now Barles having the 3rd and the 4th DC himself will be able to start working towards catching up in villager count, especially as he's taking this DC down with the castle. That's going to be 4 DCs for Barles versus 3 DCs left from Mihai. Plus the full-on skirmisher army, and now Gulam from Barles is proving extremely effective against the mostly ranged army from Mihai as well. Yeah, the castle's the issue. The castle's the issue, but Mihai's got his own castle over here. And I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be a race to the Imperial Age, which is so often the case once both players get a castle up in somewhat close proximity to each other. Man's coming up now for Barles. Beautiful. Yeah. Now Mihai is going for Samurai, which will work pretty well against Golem specifically, and it's not really going to struggle against skirmishers particularly, so it's a good unit. Of course, it's gonna be just bottlenecked by the production ability of his single castle, or his production rate. It's gonna be bound to that. But hey, Mihai, while we're taking a look at all that was going on land, actually managed to get water control on the left-hand side. Check this out. That's beautiful. So Barles cannot really go for fish ships over here or anything, so these villagers shoot and they're getting pushed away over here. They are not going to, like the dock over here is not going to get denied. It's coming up right away. Villagers just get pushed away by the cavalry archer, and I'm kind of fearing that we are getting to a point of complexity in the game that's going to make it pretty difficult for Mihai to keep up against Barles. We'll see. There's a second castle coming up for Mihai, and Barles seems to be getting significantly closer. Now Mihai to getting up to the Imperial Age. He has been playing really well the last few months. I saw him beat Jordan in Arabia game 2 weeks ago, but looks like he still makes a few too many avoidable mistakes compared to more established top players. I'll agree with that, yes. And over here, not making a play for the Imperial Age when he knows about the castle from Barles, and Barles knows about Mihai's castle. Seems kinda sus, not gonna lie. Barles will be the first player to the Imperial Age, which means that even if Mihai has got the head start over here, actually not the head start, but he's got the upper hand in castle count, he'll most likely end up losing the castles to trebuchets from Barles. So he's got 2 castles himself as well, and will have a massive head start in trebuchet production by going up so much faster compared to Mihai. On the left hand side, we even have a 50C coming out for Barles as well. Imprint to GG, I would expect that to be the case. I don't think Mihai will be able to do anything against Imperial Age units from Barles. You know, Barles playing with Hindustanis is going to have incredible camels. He's going to have the trebuchets come out. The one thing that I'm not really sure though is what's the situation for gold availability for Barles. It seems like he does have plenty of gold still left over here, so it's gonna be fine. He does not need access to the right hand side pond over here immediately anyway, and the gold that he's got access to is certainly going to suffice for him to get a few trebuchets out, go and push Mihai away from the right hand side gold well before his current gold runs out. Plus, Mihai is unable, though, to prevent Barles from trying to contest the left-hand side pond once again. So yeah, we have fire ships over here versus fire galleys. Yeah, and Barles could go very well into Gulems as well, so if he takes the castles down on the right-hand side, he can go for Gulem, and there's nothing from Mihai to stop that. Let's get some Samurai once again that he's been going for. We'll see if this push is going to be strong enough. It seems to me like it should be strong enough for him to get the castle down. But yeah, without fortifications from Mihai, he wouldn't really have the means to defend himself against a Gulen push. Yeah, the thing though is, even if the castle goes down over there, I'm not positive this push is going to be strong enough to take on the extra castles. Plus, the third castle coming up on the left-hand side is not being denied anytime soon, and the castle over here from Barles gets completely destroyed. And Mihai now moves on to target the TCs. How many TCs is he aware of, actually? He knows about the ones on the left-hand side, he knows about these 2, and he knows about the one up in the north, and Barles gets to the Imperial Age, and it's not going to be MGG because Mihai's momentum over here is still real. Take the towers down, might be able to get some villagers down as well. And Barles does not really have a lot of military to defend himself with. For the most part, it's going to be crossbows. He's been able to do too much as Mihai's got some defensive scorpions over here, and I'm kind of wondering if this is going to suffice for Mihai to come back into the game. Yeah, and hand cannoneers definitely on Barles' mind. The CFC chemistry coming up right away. He's got Shatagni on the way as well from Hindustani, so hand cannoneer will definitely be the play over here for the purple player. How many archer ranges does he have? got 4. He's going for the 5th archer range. Yeah, now Mihai is going after the TC up in the north with 6 rams. He needs to keep the samurai at hand, though. He needs to protect the rams, otherwise Barles is able to get the rams down over here with villagers. And it's a samurai coming over here, and Mihai once again solidifies the push into a single unstoppable force. He should be able to get the TC down. That's going to leave Barles on 4 TCs, 5 TCs still actually, with the 1 up in the north, the 3 on the left hand side, and the 1 down south. But Mihai doesn't have losing the TC next to the forecast from Barles, as we were expecting to be the case. So what do we have left for Mihai? He's got 1 TC over here. He's not realizing about the Gulam raid. He's got another TC that he's going out to the Imperial Age with, and that's about it. He's got 2 TCs. Meanwhile, even with the TC going down from Barles, it's going to be left on 5. With this one going down, that's going to be still 5 for him, as he's just got an additional TC up in the south. Really wish he had put some samurai into the rams to make them faster. Well, he certainly has enough over here, yeah. I think he had some skirmishers too, right? He probably could have used that. I don't think he's got too many anymore. I think it might have been crossbows. He could have used those. The samurai. Third cast is coming out from Mihai down the south. And he's getting to the Imperial Age. Meanwhile, Barles is only now getting the first trebuchet out. But he doesn't have a means to protect it, so it seems to me like Mihai should be able to hold on over here to the castle just fine. If he manages to start going for a few trebuchets himself, he might actually be onto something. That's a lot of hand cannoneer now from Barles, though, and Mihai's samurai are getting completely shredded, going down from 20 plus to only about 3 left right now, and I cannot imagine those surviving too much longer. Oh, the play from Barles, though, getting the walls up around the trebuchet. He knows he doesn't really have a way to protect the trebuchets otherwise. That's beautiful. That is so nice. And on the right hand side, we already have a trebuchet from Mihai down the south over here, taking the 4 TC down from Barles. So that's going to leave Barles on 4 TCs finally. Yeah, the hand cannoneer are starting to become too strong. Pretty good population for Barles still, despite the push from Mihai, and Mihai is a pretty good population himself as well. He's got chemistry coming up. The Japanese, he does not get bombard cannons. He does get hand cannoneer himself, but they're not going to be quite as strong as Hindustanis, as after researching Shatagni, Hindustanis will get 2 extra range on those hand cannoneer. Plus, this civilization's bonus is going to give these units +1/+1 armor. Well, that is not possible really for Mihai to go for. So what is the plan over here for the yellow player? Cavalry archer seems like it could be good. Because usually standard archery is going to be so much better than hand cannoneer in a 1-to-1 battle. But it's gotta be careful once again. The bombard cannons coming out from Barles might make this very, very hard for the yellow player. That was so close. Bombard cannon stays out from Barles. How much gold left from Barles' side now? Yeah, that's a good question. You know, as long as Mihai is able to survive on the right hand side, still going to have the lead, because eventually Barles is going to run out of gold, and Barles got about 2,400 gold left on the left hand side. And that's about it. If Mihai can hold on to the right hand side over here for the next 5 to 7 minutes, that should be enough for Barles' goal to eventually run out. So this could be a really good game in the end for Mihai. Despite a few mistakes here and there, the yellow player has been able to Stand tall. Stay strong over here. Hold on. Against what I imagine a lot of people would argue would be a much stronger player. And I'm actually kind of curious. Can anybody do a hashtag match to get you information on both these guys? Because I think Barles should still be significantly higher, right? But Mihai is probably not too far behind. Match command doesn't seem to be working. Okay, I guess somebody's gonna have to do Elo and then Mihai, Elo Barles. Rip. Here we go. It should be working. Hey, Happy Leaves. Yeah, I'm not really sure. So Barles is currently number 1 on the leaderboard. Yes, sir. I knew he was quite high. I didn't know that he was still top 1. Hey, maybe that's why the match command's not working. Perhaps because of AOA2 not being reliable. AOA2.net not being reliable. It's been down. I'm not really sure if it's back up, but I remember it was down for like a week not too long ago. There we go. Mihai is getting pushed back over here, and the game is neck and neck. Gas comes up on the right hand side for Mihai. He's got 3 choices to work with, so now this gas is going down from Barles. Yes, sir. Meanwhile, down the south, we have a stable coming out from Barles, but Mihai is going to spot it. Damn. So it's a 300 elo difference, and the fact that Mihai has been able to survive this zone is actually incredible. I said earlier, it was going to get to a point where the complexity of the game was going to give an edge to Barles and Mihai was going to start struggling. And so far, he's done a really good job keeping up, Mihai that is. I probably wouldn't have expected him to survive this long, and from this point onwards, I would definitely not have predicted him being able to stay in the game quite as well as he's been able to. As usually in these situations where the game starts getting to the later stages, usually the higher elo players are going to be, you know, the safer bet over here because of the fact that usually higher elo is going to result in more games. That is not always the case. Maybe Mihai has played more games, but usually that's going to result in more practice time on later stages of the game. But that might not be the case every time. Just a rule of thumb to keep in mind. We'll see though. So far, Mihai has been able to keep up really well. And actually, he's got some momentum right now. He's going for a lot of light cavalry. And he's getting some good damage done. TC goes down on the right-hand side to the trebuchets. We have cavalry archers, light cavalry over here. Light cavalry will be great against the skirmishers, of course. And Barles, well, Barles is going for blade, bar, and armor himself. He'll be able to go for Hussar, which are stronger than the light cavalry. But Mihai, of course, you know, if there is no goal available to Barles to go for camels, then Mihai could potentially make a play for cavalier. Or honestly, he doesn't even need that. I guess just light cavalry and cavalry archer will be strong enough, or potentially even arbalesters he could go for. He can go for anything he wants. Obviously with Japanese getting fully activated archer ranges, there's going to be plenty of options for Mihai. And then for Michel, he can go for just the cheap units with light cavalry or potentially cavalier as well. But it seems like light cavalry should suffice definitely against the skirmishers the Barles got to work with. Okay, there we go. Now the match command's working. Great. Thank you, Happy Leaves. I'm not really sure if you did anything behind the scenes to make it work again, or if it was just bad luck, but before. But good to see it's working now. This castle, though, seems to be going down, and it's good to see that Mihai is doing really well in game number 2. Certainly poised to take it and equalize the series. We'll see what we get for game number 3, but what a series so far. Man, this is great to see. When I saw it was Mihai to challenge Barles, I was kind of fearing another 5-0. Like what we had in the first edition of the series, but this seems to be a little bit better. And guys, remember as well that the prize pool for the show match is completely crowdfunded, so you can do ! prize pool. Let me actually include that in the stream title as well. And if you are interested in contributing towards that, you're gonna find information on how to contribute towards the prize pool for the series. Okay, there we go. Stream title should be updated. Right hand side, we have the Hazard from Barles coming in. Yeah, but the momentum over here from Mihai is just too big. 200 population versus 112, dropping under 110 very soon from Barles. Yeah, and dropping under 100 very soon as well. Barles gotta know his current position is not particularly promising, especially when you see so many military units coming over from your opponent. And if you drop under 100 population, you know, he's gotta imagine his military count shouldn't be too healthy compared to Mihai's. So it's going to be game over very soon. At the very least, that should be the case. The writing is certainly on the wall. And tells a great story about Mihai's comeback in the series. And it's going to be a 1-1. So for game number 3, I'm going to go and take a look at the AoE zone to see what the map's going to be. And we can take a look at it in a moment. But for this one, yeah, Barles calls the GG, and it's going to be 1-1. Let's take a look at the achievements really quickly. What do we get? For military, we have a very close to 4-3 KD ratio for Mihai, which is great, especially given the value of the units he was going for towards the end of the game. He certainly needed to get some extra picks to compensate for that. Otherwise, it was not going to be too cost effective. Regardless, though, he did manage to get a lot of extra resources, with close to 13,000 extra resources collected compared to Barles. The cost effectiveness over here was not going to impact Mihai's position too much, because he was simply able to afford more units. But in the end, we see a society stat over here that's also going to favor Mihai with extra villagers towards the end of the game. Surprising absolutely no one, of course. The momentum has been there for Mihai for quite a while, but that's going to be it for game number 2. And we have a tied series. We'll see who gets the lead once again in game number 3 coming up in a moment. Okay. Oh, yeah. I definitely remember this one. Okay. So we did have this one submitted to the RMS Cup tournament. I'll try and find out. No Jungle Rumble? No, because that already got used. I believe the criteria for the maps that are included in the RMS series is submissions to S-tier tournament map contest, but not being used so far, right? Although to be fair, Jungle Rumble was submitted to the RMS Cup 2 and was not selected. However, it was utilized for Valhalla. Okay, so I'm taking a look and trying to find River. Oh yeah. It had a prefix. Okay, so I have the map over here for sure. And it says, a small river flows through a hillside valley. 2 rival towns fight the precious metals in the surrounding area, but the shallow waters allows for raids all over. Okay, that's about it. So not too much in terms of description. Basically, it says that because you're connected over here, you can go for fish, and yeah, because the water is connected, or the lands are connected, the water over here is not going to divide like it does on Highland, for instance. You can still just cross by foot, and you do not need water control in order to get to the other side. Plus, The river is quite narrow, so even if you had full water control over here, that shouldn't really prevent your opponent from getting through. Especially with mobile units, with high mobility units, you're gonna be able to just cross the river before your opponent gets the chance of repositioning Navy units. So the river over here is not going to divide the players necessarily, you know, just aesthetically. Just visually, rather, on the minimap, but that's about it. It doesn't matter what tier, but Jungle Rumble won't be here because of Valhalla. Right. I gotta ask you, well, Coyote, though. I imagine you probably did because we talked about that with Sieste in the past. Are you talking to the map scripters to make sure that they are okay with using the show match? Because sometimes, depending on the criteria for a map contest, they might stand better chances when a map has never been used before, and now that these maps are being utilized in a show match, like it's not technically going to qualify as a unused map, right? We talked with Sieste about the possibility of hosting something with some of the maps that got submitted but didn't get selected for the RMS Cup 2, and we concluded that we would try to get permission from the scripters before, of course. But I imagine you probably did. Interesting comment. Take out the male and the sheep. Let's see. So we have Grijaris over here. And it would certainly suck for Barles to lose the meal, for sure. And Mihai. He's going after it right away. There's only 5 herdables over here, and I think there's only 1 meal, right? Yes. Beautiful push. Pushing the villagers away from the berries over here is still going to be quite good, of course, as now Barles is going to have to deplete the starting berries around the TC. He's bringing the villagers though. We'll see if Mihai's paying attention. He's not! He's not! The scout takes a ton of damage over there for free. The villagers do not get touched at all. Yeah, and Mihai's just going to have to bail from here. That was a little bit of a slow reaction time though. Did Barles try to do something over here to maybe steer some attention from Mihai away from the militias forward? I'm really sure. It doesn't seem so. He's got just a camel scout. Yeah, and it's full HP, so he certainly didn't take an engagement against Mihai's villagers on the right hand side. I guess just Mihai was paying attention to the dock over here, going for the fishing ships perhaps. I think that might have been it. I don't know about the criteria for upcoming contests or tournaments, but I would say maps that have been used in tournaments, show matches that are not even notable for Wikipedia could be used again. I would say so as well. It really depends on the criteria for, on who decides the criteria for the map contest, right? But I do agree with that. I don't think this should impact the map's eligibility, especially with how low profile the show matches are in terms of prize pool. Like, it's good to see these maps being played at all. I don't think it should take away from their eligibility. Nice snipe. The village is already here for Mihai, so he's got the Minotaur's upgrade coming up. And Barles got another defensive tower already up himself. See? One village goes down from Mihai, yes. Barles starts pulling a very small lead in worker count. Yeah, nice snap over here. In the end, there's a camel going down, but it doesn't really matter too much. Oh, nice defense from Mihai. Takes another unit down from Barles. So what is Barles' position over here? He's got a stable, he's got a defense tower, so he should be able to defend the berries with the tower. And with the stable, he's been going for scouts so far. He's not really invested too heavily into those though. I think he went for one additional scout. He ended up losing it to the spearman. So now he's got just the one scout left. One spearman, and I guess from this point onwards, it's probably just gonna make a play for the castle age for the most part, unless he realized Mihai is trying to go for some sort of push himself. There is another scout on the way for Barles though, and Mihai has got extra archers on the way. Nice defense, taking the Manatons down, and yeah, Mihai's trying to get some archers out. It's going to take some time before he gets to enough that he'll be able to roam out safely with scouts out in the open, of course, and Barles is going to start going for skirmishers even as well. He's got an archer range next to the towers, got a blacksmith coming out for fletching. Yeah, and it's going to take some time for Mihai to get enough archers out that he'll be able to go out and roam around safely with scouts out into the open. But unfortunately, the longer he waits, the more time Barles is going to get to have extra skirmishers come out of the archer range. So he already knows exactly what Mihai is going for. He's gone for the counter units. We could see a village go down over there though. There's a spearman coming over from Mihai, and the villager is going to end up going down right there. As the hill advantage proves too strong for Mihai to defend against. And that's already the 5th eco unit going down from Mihai so far. Now he's sending the archers forward. Can he actually do anything? That's the question. Yeah. Hey B, hi, welcome. I'm doing alright. I hope you're doing alright as well. So far the game's kind of stabilized, so from this point onwards we're probably just gonna wait for the castle age. And even though Mihai is getting to a good amount of archers, he'll certainly want to play defensive and keep these up until he can get to the castle age and can go for blocking arrow and crossbows. However, it seems like Barles got him beat though. It seems like Barles is gonna be the first player to go up to the castle age. Thus, he'll be getting access to blocking arrow, elite skirmishers, and that could be really rough for Mihai, because not only is the skirmisher going to be quite good to defend against archers, but once you get blocking arrow and elite skirmisher, it's going to be quite good even against villagers, you know. A good amount of skirmishers, 5, 6, 7 skirmishers will certainly be enough for him to start picking some vills up. Yeah, it seems that way so far, Renee. Good defense from Barles, and up to the castle age he'll be very soon. There we go. Mihai, on the other hand, not even close, man, at all. He's coming forward with the archers, which I like. He ended up pushing the skirmishers away with the scouts, right? Beautiful. There we go. There we are. Barles under a little bit of pressure over here. Mihai doesn't seem like he'll be able to come in fast enough though. Barles is gonna be in the castle edge already in 30 seconds. And he's been able to keep up with worker count for the most part. 39 for Barles versus 40 for Mihai. Nice villager pick over here from Mihai though. Yeah, and not even close to having enough resources to go up to the castle age. Barles, instead he's got Bakinaro coming up already. He's got 9 skirmishers, which once he gets elite skirmisher 4 will be pretty strong, even against the scouts, as these scouts are just fuel age scouts, of course. We only can get scale bar than armor. Nice. Bloodlines and husbandry's coming up from Barles as well. He's got Shrivansha Riders coming in. How many stables do we have? He's got 2 stables already. This could get overchopped very soon though. Well, not that one, but this one. And check that out, Mihai's paying attention. Realize about the tree being very, very low. He's going for a house behind it already. Just great, just trying to get the walls up over here, but it's not gonna be able to get them up on time. He sent the villagers out to see if it was open, I think. And open it was, but he couldn't really do anything about it. The walls are not coming up, and the Shrivansha Riders over here are actually getting a lot of damage down. Even if Mihai ends up taking the Shrivansha Riders down, he still ended up losing a lot of HP and a few villagers in the engagement over here. Plus, we have extra Shrivansha Riders coming up, and it's still open. Mihai has not closed the gap yet, and Barles will just be fishing for villagers. Is going to find a few over here that Mihai is going to realize about as well and try to pull away from the wood line, but not fast enough. And that's another villager going down, blocked by the scout from Mihai himself. Well, Mihai's finally going to be able to get to the castle age. He's already been taking a lot of losses, so he still has a good amount of archers to play with on the left-hand side, but he's been chased by skirmishers for quite a while. Yeah, and the Shrivansha are coming over, so even if he got Bakinaro and Crossbowmen, the Shrivansha are going to clean up the archers for sure. With their agility stat, allowing them to, to avoid damage from range units. Mihai didn't really have too much over here to work against that, so game number 3 is going to go in favor of Barles. And this has not been the longest game for sure, but it's been pretty interesting so far. We have had an element of water play over here from Mihai, trying to take advantage of the fish. We had pressure from Barles against the water units. We had pressure from Barles against Mihai early on. And from Mihai against Barles very early on, so it seems like the map actually could have yielded some pretty interesting games. Let's take a look at the achievements then, one more time. And then see what we have for the next one. For military then, a very nice KD, 9-5 for Barles. Is going to approach a 2-to-1 KD ratio. Well, if we take a look at economy on the other hand, we're going to see a stronger economy for Barles. Not by a long shot though, it's just 200 additional resources, or 197 additional resources as a matter of fact. Meanwhile, for society, of course, looking better for Barles. He managed to get the highest villager count. He managed to get the faster uptimes as well. Yeah, and in the end, Mihai doesn't even get to the castle age. So if you've noticed me kind of a little bit distracted at times, it's because I've been doing that at the same time. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Alright. So what do we get for game number 4? Muddy Waters. I think I might recall this one from the RMS Cup submissions. I'll take a look. I'll take a look at the document to see if that's actually the case. Oh yeah, that's yeah, that's good to mention as well, Coyote. By contributing towards the prize pools for the next few editions of the RMS series, you can also have a say in which maps you would like to see. I'm pretty sure all the series are going to follow a theme still. They can have an influence within that. Mongols for both these players, by the way, there's a lot of boards over here to work with. You know, I would imagine for somebody challenging, whoever's champion in the series so far, it's probably not going to be too much about the potential for prize money, as it's going to be about the opportunity to learn. Beautiful. PLH is going to be on the way for both players very soon. No lames. No early action. Mihai will be the first player to run out of boards though. Sorry about that. I don't know if you heard the bang in the background. Feel just on the way now for both players. So Mr. Mihai, he is yeah, going up a little bit later. He did end up running on the board a little bit sooner, I think. Let me take a look at Barles. It seems like it's going to be the same in the end, though. I think Mihai might have killed the boards earlier, so that's why it seemed as if he was running out earlier. But in the end, it's going to be about the same for both. The one extra villagers, surely because of the lack of loom. Yeah. Of course, by the time Barles goes for loom, it's going to be the same. But so far, it is a difference, though, and one extra villager is going to be pulling in extra resources per minute compared to your opponent. And we have an archer range over the app for Barles. Mihai, on the other hand, has gone for a stable, and with Mongols, you don't really know what you're going to get every time because they can't go for either thing. Going for archers is obviously not going to be something they'll be especially interested in playing mainly. Even if they do get arbalesters, they are not fully upgraded. They can make a transition into cavalry archers, which attack 25% faster for Mongols. They can make a transition into Mangudai, of course, and all the upgrades you get for your archers. Except for crossbow and arbalester, of course. That's all going to affect also your cavalry archers and the Mangudai as well, so it's not too bad. However, the Barles already know about this. Yes, sir. There is vision already in the corners for the map. So Barles is coming forward. And, well, Mihai should know about this as well, because it's also going to be visible for him, the corners. He's taking the engagement right now. The archers over here from Barles. There's only one, though. Although he's got him fletching. Might be able to get a villager or two down over here if he plays his cards right. And he's got to be very careful over here not to get too close to the villagers. Otherwise, he might end up getting cleaned up. I kind of want Barles to win 2 more games now. Getting 4 wins now. Play all through would be sick. Sorry.
Timo.
Scouts roaming around for Mihai. Well, it certainly has some good potential with the scouts over here. Compared to archers, for instance, he'll be able to get to the farther areas of the map a little bit faster. And you know what? There are no spearmen at all from Barles over here. What is this kind of overconfidence? Why is Mihai not sending the scouts forward? He should know. Yeah, he knows. So the villagers over here are ripe for taking, and Barles is gonna be in trouble, but he's bringing the archers on the left-hand side. As Mihai was trying to get a tower up, he ends up pushing the villagers away. Yeah, and Mihai won't be able to keep on collecting from here until he's able to get the tower up, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. With 2 archers, it's already much harder for Mihai to just disregard the push from Barles. And notice how Barles is using the horse over here to try and block the villagers, so he'll be able to get 1, and that will be 1 going down. I'll try to get a second one as well, but he's got to be careful, as now Mihai's got the scouts over here. He's going after the spearman. Gets the spearman down. 1 scout goes down as well. But then there's the counter attack on the right hand side, and 1 villager, 2 villagers, 3 villagers, 4 villagers just went down from Barles on the right hand side. I think that actually might have been higher than that. 6 villager kills so far from the scouts from Mihai against Barles, and all of a sudden the work account's actually looking better for Mihai, so he might have gotten pushed away from the tower, but with the scout over here, the scout's actually taking on the spearman and putting pressure against the archers. He manages to get enough time to get the tower up, and that's going to secure his position around the shorefish. And I found it really awkward. The Barles was as confident as to send the villagers over there completely unprotected when he was aware of the fact that the corners were visible for ball players at all times. It just seemed a little bit too disregarding of Mihai's ability to do damage and to put pressure in the foliage. Yo, Denmark! Hi, welcome back. How's it going? I hope you're doing alright. There we go. Beautiful. Now we see some extra picks over here from Barles. Trying to equalize. Still 2 workers behind, and Mihai's been going pretty heavily into scouts himself, so now he should have enough. Once he gets scale bar and armor over here, he's got 14 already. Ideally, he will want to go for bloodlines as well. But he might actually have enough over here to clean this up. Let's check. Alright, there we go. He's gotten scale bar and armor. He's coming over. Taking on the horse, trying to get us around, going against the archers. And Bart's gonna try to squeeze these archers into whatever nuke he can find, but it doesn't seem like he'll be able to do too much. And the scouts are going down. But the archers are also taking a lot of damage over here. Now, that was not the best for Mihai. He definitely needed to get bloodlines over here to guarantee a much better engagement. But in the end, he'll end up cleaning up this still. It's just that it came at a pretty expensive loss for him as well. Losing a lot of scouts, so that was not even that bad for Barles. Yeah, and the archers go down over there, but now Mihai is left on only 3 scouts, down from like 8, 9 I think he had at the beginning of the engagement, so it's not the worst for Barles, still. Still ahead as well in military count, you know? By the way, guys, did you see? It's the 25th anniversary for Age of Empires as well. There's a special announcement on the website we're gonna take a look at after the series. Hey, Fluffy Bunny! Welcome back. Hope you're doing alright. What is the plan over here for Mihai? Okay, he's going for more scouts. I think he went for a second stable. Yes, he's got 2 stables. But he's not managed to mass too many units up just yet. He's got only 11 food workers. Meanwhile, Barles has been going pretty heavily into archers still. And he remains strong. Can't stay too long, we'll be having dinner soon. I'm doing good though, hit a new PB recently. PB? Personal best? Yeah, beautiful push. Oh, okay. I think it's the first time that I read that. Man, there's 2 very, very dangerous groups of archers roaming around from Barles. Roaming around Mihai's base, and he might actually be able to get a villager down. Yes, sir, Mihai's reaction over here is not swift. So he ends up losing 3 villagers already. Quite a lot. Sounds good, by the way. Good for you, Fluffy. Barles on the hunt. Now we're gonna see Mihai try to take on Barles' military over here. This time around, he does have bloodlines, but he ends up losing so many scouts to the spearmen. Oh man, that was not good. That was not a good engagement for Mihai. Now he's going to end up losing a bunch of villagers over here. Even the scouts are going down. You know, if Barles is able to get the scouts down over here, there was only 2, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. He's going to still have enough archers left to take the villagers down, and that's another one going down over here. Interestingly enough, though, Barles is still behind in worker count because he's not been producing villages at all. He's got well over 10 minutes of idle TC time. And Mihai is ahead still, despite taking a lot of losses over here in worker count by about 11 extra villagers. While Barles, on the other hand, has got so many archers. And he's got triple archer range production. Kind of like a Taddy Rush, yeah. A feudal boy kind of approach from Barles. Which is actually paying off greatly, you know, working out pretty well. You take a look at the efficiency of Mihai's economy in the last minute. Worker efficiency is going to be under 30% for a moment over there, and yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be able to recover anytime soon. Plus, Barles keeps on going for triple archer range production, so whatever units Mihai is able to get from Barles, right, whatever archers is able to get, he is really unable to reduce the army from Barles because he's just replenishing the archers at all times. I'm kind of wondering why Mihai is not tried to make a play for skirmishers, though. Of course, it's easy to say he should be going for something when he's the one playing, right? And he doesn't really have all the resources in the world. But you know, the skirmishers would have countered both the spearmen and the archers, so it should be the unit to go for. And Mihai is getting close to having enough resources to go for an archer range. I don't think he's got one yet, does he? He does not. He did move over the right-hand side, though, to collect resources from here. And he's getting one village down from Barles. Barles is already in meager economy. But yeah, it seems like he's just gonna keep on trying to go pretty heavily into it. Yes, sir! He's got a third stable coming up. This is a do-or-die kind of strat from Barles. He's getting out to 36 archers. If Mihai is able to get a good surround going over here, and Barles does not have any forward spearmen to defend the archers, once we get a few extra scouts over here, Mihai should be able to clean out the archers, so Barles is in kind of an awkward spot. It seems like he might be able to click out to the castle age sometime soon, but now that Mihai is putting pressure, Barles' economy is also going to go down in worker efficiency a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. This is really good for Mihai as well, the fact that Barles is splitting his army into multiple groups. Because if it was just one big ball of archers, even a good surround going from the scouts wouldn't be sufficient because of the diminishing returns, you know, how much more valuable these units get the more they are. Because of the relation between volume and surface area. But now it seems like the scouts may actually be able to clean this up. Certainly seems like that. We see a lot of archers taking a lot of damage over here. And they are completely out of the open. So Barles is losing the military lead that he had. Still, 5 military units ahead. And he's going back towards the TC. But boy, 18 to 15. Now Barles is going to have only a 3 military lead. He will be in the castle age very soon for sure, which means he'll be able to get crossbowman. But against the sheer amount of scouts that we have from Mihai, even the crossman upgrade, even blocking arrow is going to prove insufficient for Barles to get a good engagement against this army from Mihai, I'm pretty sure. This is good though from Barles. He's got some archers on the right hand side, might be able to get some villages down. We'll see. And Mihai is just fishing for the for the archers, just trying to spot these. I kind of wonder if he realized that Barles is on his way to the castle age. If he was paying attention to the score, he might have known.
Timo.
Belling.
Zeker.
Toshar sans. Timo.
There we are.
Amermendo.
A little bit of pressure over here. Mihai might actually be able to get the tower down and get some villages down over there. That's going to be only 2 villages though, not the end of the world. And he's got into the castle age already, and well, you know, maybe it will be the end of the world for Barles given the meager worker count that he's got still. I always forget that he's not been producing villagers. Losing 2 over here is going to be like disproportionately damaging for Barles. Compared to if Mihai lost 2, that would represent about less than 5%, sorry, of Mihai's economy. But right now, losing 2 villagers is about 10% of Barles' entire economy. So, you know, a few extra snipes like those from Mihai will basically strip Barles from like any economy. There we go. We got crossbowman. And Mihai keeps on going for scouts. Gotta be careful. And that's a lot of villages going down from Barles though on the berries. It seems like he did go for a few extra villages though. He's still on 19, sorry. Worker count. Now he has going to group his entire scout army in order to go and take on the biggest crossman group over here from Barles. And Barles is doing a really good job taking a bunch of villages from Mihai. Mihai is just going to pull the villages away. It's not really worth it for him to try and micro those. Here comes the engagement. Barles knows what to expect. He's trying to stay close to the wool line over here so he cannot get completely surrounded, but it's not going to work out. And Mihai is clutching it up, taking all the crossbows. Oh, so close though. In the end, we do find a little bit of a I have a squeeze area over here for Barles, but still, with only 7 crossbows, it's unlikely he'll be able to take the game over here anymore. Mihai manages to clutch it up against Barles. Was going to end up losing all the crosses over there in the end. Yeah, and doesn't really have the means to keep on going over here too much, as he cannot really produce with the economy that he's got. And everything seems to point at game number 4 going in favor of Mihai, and this is a result that was much closer than I was expecting when I saw the participants for the show match. But it's great to see. It's great to see the underdog deliver and clutch it up. So now if he can start putting some pressure with the scouts that he's got left, go forward, try to take on the gold miners over here, try to breach through over here, get to the wood cutters, get to the lumberjacks. That'll be really, really good for Mihai, of course, and ideally he wants to get to the castle age himself too. Barles is both the person that I would hate to play against the most and the person I want to play like the most. Well, being the number 1 on the leaderboard right now, I would imagine that's probably going to be the feeling that most players will get. Yeah, there we go. Even the cavalry archers are going down to the scouts, and now it's time for Mihai to start putting pressure, as there isn't really too much pressure from Barles that Mihai's got to take care of anymore. And the scouts are moving forward from the yellow player. Barles is number 1 right now. He's rank 1 in the world. You can do !! kilo space Barles, or you can do #Barles. Either one works. 2k6 currently versus 2k3 from Mihai. Yeah, there we go. It doesn't say the rank with #, but he's number 1 right now. Hey, Big Sponge. Just arrived at GG already, but hey, you're coming in just in time because we're gonna have a decider game 5, which I think is the best you can hope for. In a play, it's not even a best of 5, it's a play all 5. So getting into a 5th game with a tied series is going to be nothing but coincidental. Oh, it does say it's ranked. Sorry. Yes. His rank, sorry. Yeah. You're right. Fluffy Bunny, my bad. But yeah, Mihai's just trying to break through, and eventually he's gonna be able to. And even if he's not able to, he could potentially bring some villagers forward, get a tower up over there, or start putting pressure with archers if he wanted to. Honestly, his economy right now is so much stronger, and his position is so much better that he can go for anything he wants. He can save the resources and go out to the castle age. He can start going for archers, make a transition. Go for skirmishers, he can send villagers forward and go for a tower. Basically, whatever he goes for is probably going to work out. This could be good from Barles, though. Healing out, getting some villagers down over here. Still not going to be anywhere near enough damage to catch up the villager count from Mihai. And if you take a look at that eco KD, 34-11 is better than 3-1 for Barles. However, 24 minutes of idle TC time means that he's still significantly behind. So it doesn't seem like it matters too much. I like that Mihai is trying to split his army up and try to put pressure elsewhere. Like, eventually he should be able to overwhelm Barles' defenses, and he should be able to break through. Even with no economy, cavalry archers beat scouts. Yeah, he's letting the cavalry archers get to a pretty decent mass. So ideally he does want to go up to the castle age, or at the very least get some skirmishers out, honestly. Scouts alone over here. He's gonna try and make it work, but the thing with the cavalry archers is that, unlike archers, these cannot easily get surrounded because they are actually quite mobile themselves as well. So you can kite, you can hit and run, hit and run. At the very least, he's keeping Barles' units back home. Mal Mirror, what is this? Han versus Dragon Star grudge match. Hey, there we go. Castle H is on the way finally from Mihai. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful. Fantastic. So, I imagine it's probably going to be Castle HDG, perhaps. Oops, sorry about that. One moment. There we go. Yeah, sorry about the the volume over there for a moment. There will be a lot of light cavalry, and we are only 10 seconds away from the Castle H. Chain Bar the Armor's coming out right now for Mihai as well, and it was not Castle HGG. Barles is still gonna keep on trying, but you know, it's we saw this one coming already. It's going to be game over, no matter what. We saw this coming for the last 5 minutes or so. We're just waiting for the final big engagement to take place, and here it comes. Wellness is only now coming up from Barles, which is so important for the cavalry archers. Going to represent a 40% HP boost compared to standard. And now we already have Chain Bar and Armor for Mihai's light cavalry, and obviously the fact that they are light cavalry is going to make these units so much stronger. As is. So we see a choke point over here coming up from Barles. And Mihai does not want to take an engagement around there. He does have ramps coming in though, interestingly enough, so he'll try to go after the TC, perhaps try to breach through the palisades over here, which shouldn't take too long with ramps, of course. Here comes the pressure. Barles gonna keep on trying a little bit longer, but right now the score lead is kind of getting out of hand. What an incredible set. We've gotten everything. We've gotten douches, we've gotten towers, early aggression, late games. I gotta admit I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit more compared to the first iteration anyway. But yeah, this is going down over there, so now Barles won't be able to. I mean, it's not like he was prioritizing villager production too much, but he won't be able to go for any extra villages anymore anyway. There we go, Barles calls a GG. Finally! And Mihai equalizes the set. 2-2. Let's take a look at the achievements. Berkedi for Mihai. Berkedi for Mihai, that is definitely not what you want to see in Barles' position, given the fact that his economy was so much smaller. He wanted to capitalize on the extra military or the all-in military play over here in order to prevent Mihai from getting to this, right? 6,000 extra resources for the Yell player. For society as well, we see a much higher worker count. And even though Mihai did end up losing 40 villagers throughout the game, with a total of 88 villages created versus 48 villages at the end of the game, Barles ended up losing 16 out of 33 villages he only went for this game, and Izagami was much smaller at all times compared to Mihai's. Well done! And game number 5 is here. The final one of the series. It was going to be a play 05 anyway, but it's great that we have a 2-2 series over here. It's tied up. So whoever wins game number 5 is going to end up winning the whole thing. Hey, Turnip! Hey, Sarah as well. Hi, hi. So let's take a look at what we get for this map. Once again, I'm going to read the description to you, alright? So this is what Crazini had to say about this map. Wood is awkward and challenging to come by until you cut through one of the flanking forests. Alright, so that is actually correct. You can take a look around the TC. Wood's really scarce, rather. It's really scarce, and you're gonna have to chop through. Once you are able to get to one of the flanking forests, you're going to get access to plenty of extra wood. Once through, lumber is plentiful, but the opponent could be lurking in the same area. The middle is rich in food to incentivize aggression and avoid excessive walling as well. And that's going to be the entire description of the map. And indeed, the center is going to be rich in food. There isn't too much in terms of gold or stone to come by at the center over there, but you do have some extra minerals to the sides. And mainly it's going to be gold. For the extra stone, that's going to be on, you know, around the players actually, surround the players' starting positions. If we take a look at the resource view of the map over here, you're going to see the golds, the stones. The wood's a little bit easier. And while we do have some ponds around the map, this is just wet soil for the most part. It's not really going to be something you can take advantage of for fishing, for instance, or anything like that. So it's going to be mostly land. Yeah, it's going to be basically 100% land, I would say. Yeah. More RMS maps? Yes! I'm back. Burger was nice. Sounds great. I started looking into scripted maps last week. Hey, Turnip, that's great to hear. I always love hearing about people giving map scripting a chance. You know, I've been working on scripted content for my YouTube channel. The first video coming up, hopefully this week, is about the current state of Age of Empires. It's been a lot of work. It's taken me well over 9 hours just to get the script done, even if it's not a super long video. Just doing all the research, making sure that I got my facts right, and you know, changing the angle of the video a few times. And there's still a lot of work left to do. I've been collecting a lot of footage yesterday as well. So today after the stream and tomorrow most likely I'm going to keep on working on that. But one of the things that I would like to make a video about would be map scripting, and potentially even a video series for Age of Empires 2 for sure. I know that Matt Cather, for instance, has a YouTube channel basically completely dedicated to it. But I think, well, some of the starting resources that he had are pretty old. I'm not really sure if it changes anything, but that's something that I would have to research if I am to make a video about that. Maybe get into making a map during the winter? That sounds great, Turnip. Yeah. What kind of stuff would you like to see in terms of custom YouTube content, by the way? I thought of a lot of stuff. While we wait for some action to take place over here, we can talk about it a little bit. So the current one is like a mini recap of the history of Age of Empires and what the current state of Age of Empires is, which FYI, in my opinion, is the best ever in the franchise's history. But yeah, anyway, after that one, I'm thinking of making a video about Capture H, how to use it, all the different features, how you can apply all the Capture H tools on your own gameplay, right, to try and improve as a player. How to optimize the settings if you don't have a super strong computer, that kind of stuff. And then one about the annotation tool that I use. That is something that I actually promised the the creator of the annotation tool. I said I'm going to make a video about this because it's too good, but I never really got around doing that, so I want to do that still. And then maybe I could do something about map scripting. I thought about potentially having a educational series for Age of Empires 2 called the Age of Empires University, where I go through some of the basics of the games and how to start playing. Not just you know, going beyond what the William Wallace campaign teaches you, like actual tips for eco balancing and villager distribution, micro tips, how to split, how to dodge, how to predict, attack round, villager fights, scout blocking, that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's so much potential for content, and there is just the one guy working on it. And working on so many things at the same time, so that's gonna take a while. For which I would like to know what you guys would like to see in terms of you know, custom content. And if you're watching this on YouTube as well, do let me know in the comments what kind of content you would like to see in terms of scripted stuff, so that I know what to prioritize. Because if it just comes down to me, it's probably going to be different compared to what people actually want to see. So feedback is always appreciated. Alright, so FLH here from Mihai. He's got the Marathon's upgrade coming up. You know, oh, he's coming in right away. The quick walls from Barles are not connecting over here. We might see a village go down over there, not quite. There is the horse from Mihai. And now he's got man at arms. But he couldn't quite find the villager yet. He will still be putting a lot of pressure over here, though. We might see a villager finally go down over there. Yes, sir. Yes, one village goes down. It's gonna be first blood in the game as Mihai gets an amazing pick over there. I don't know, really. I'm starting to way too many to chance. I feel like that's going to be the case for most people anyway. So that's what feedback's going to make. It is going to make the videos much better, because that prevents me from working on stuff that people is not interested in seeing. Maybe stuff that other channels are already doing. So perhaps the map scripting videos wouldn't be the best idea, because already Madcat does that. Not really sure. At the very least, I will have to find a different angle. Another villager pick, and we might see another villager going down. This is disaster for Barles. So far, he's lost 3 villagers. He's behind by 2 because he's playing Mayans over here. He did begin with 1 extra villager. But Mihai has been able to get a lot of damage over here with Lithuanians. He was also able to keep up and go up at a pretty respectable time as well. So far, it's been pretty good for Mihai. We'll see if he can keep it up. Archer skirmishes coming up to try and prevent the quick walls from coming up behind the first layer of walls. However, Barles is still going to get away with it. So yeah, I don't know, maybe something that you haven't seen other YouTube channels do. Something else that I've been thinking of doing is there's a lot of work that I gotta do for some of the things that I have planned for my channel in the future, which involve 3D modeling and animation, such as for channel point perks, right? Having animations come up on the stream, I have to actually make the animation, so that's something that I have to work on, and maybe I could make a time lapse of it. Maybe that could be some like a different type of content, perhaps. There we go. Mihai's roaming around. Man, Barles just got on a defensive tower up. Still behind by about 2 villages, although Mihai is getting housed a little bit. Does he not realize about this? I don't see a house coming up. Oh boy, he's only now. Oh no, he did go for a house already. Never mind. Let's see. Yeah, this is really good. You know, Barles already chopped through, and Mihai is coming over. There's nothing inside the left-hand side over here from Barles at all, so Mihai is just going to come out. Here we are. Heather our charm was on the way now for Barles as well. Oh, Mihai's on the right hand side as well. This is really good, once again, because you do get access to much better wood lines inside the flanking forests. Chopping through is extremely valuable. Meanwhile, if you take a look at Barles, Barles is, of course, going to still have access to some wood, and he's even going for extra towers over here to defend the gold, and he's been collecting from the sides, but this is not going to be quite as efficient in the long run, as it's going to run out eventually. And Mihai's in a much better position. It's gonna be the first player to go up to the castle age as well, so the extra villagers did end up providing a lot of extra resources. If we take a look at gather economy time, for instance, you see that Mihai has gotten well over half an hour extra gather economy time, which is huge. Barles is getting close to having enough resources to go up to the castle age himself, but this can be fantastic for Mihai, you know. You know, in the flanks we're going to have relics as well for the players to collect. And because Mihai is the only player who's contested the right hand side pocket of wood, he should be able to collect all 4 relics over here, which is going to give his unit such a boost. Playing with Lithuanians means that he gets 1 extra attack on knights and Lycha units per each relic garrison, up to 4 relics, and he's got like exactly 4 relics to the sides, or on the right hand side rather. Good reaction over here though, pulling the villagers away before the archers get to taking villagers down, and it's gonna be fine. He's already halfway through to the castle age, while Barles on the other hand still just trying to get what he's missing in terms of food. Plus Mihai's coming over with the skirmishers, the archers. Can he intercept Barles' army though? This could be catastrophic from the purple player. Oh boy, this is gonna be rough for Barles. Yeah, he cannot go out over here. He cannot get out of this position. He's kind of screwed. Getting flanked. Yeah, and he's just going to get cleaned up. This is huge for Mihai. He's gonna have the only, you know, respectable army get into the castle age, and this is without even taking into account the possibility for knights and monasteries. I'm kind of wondering though, does Mihai know about the relics? Yeah, he knows about the relics, but he's not thought of going for cavalry at all. He's got a second TC instead coming up. It's just going to be archers against Mayans. I'm not really sure if I'm a big fan of Mihai's approach to this game. I mean, he definitely has a lead still, and even if archer's not what you're expecting to play against Mayans, unless you have an archer civilization yourself as well, Mihai's got so many extra units and he's got such a lead that he might be able to get away with it. He could make it work. After all, this isn't a game that you have to play towards your stronger army composition necessarily. You got to play with what works, right? And this might just be what will work for Mihai. Although he's struggling to break through, and he's not even going for Balkan Arrow or Crossman. It seems like he's just gonna make a play for economy. Yeah, he's got a 30C coming up over here. Well, I'm not really sure if I'm the biggest fan of this against Mayans, but he does have a head start to the extra TC, so at the very least he should be able to start pulling ahead in villager count quite a bit. Barles on the other hand has been collecting stone, and he's gonna get a castle out to go for pulling archers, which would absolutely obliterate whatever ranged army Mihai was going for, even skirmishers. So I do like the castle over here, and I do like that Mihai has not committed to the archer play, but not going for crosswoman upgrade and the Balkan arrow upgrades. Instead, he's got a monastery already, and he's gonna start collecting the relics. And ideally, I would love to see some knights, perhaps, maybe a castle of his own. He's collecting stone quite heavily, so it seems as if Mihai is thinking of making a play for a castle and the Imperial Age. He's not collecting stone too heavily, and he's going pretty heavily into economy. So if you take a look at the resources, it's going to have enough to go up to the Imperial Age. Actually, he's going to have enough to go up before he gets enough to go for the castle. So I guess it's probably going to be into the castle, into getting the castle up at the same time as he gets to the Imperial Age, and then go for the trebuchets. It's going to be really good for Mihai. We'll see if he actually manages, though. A lot of the food that he had kind of stocked up, he's utilizing to get villagers out until he gets his farming economy in good shape. Oh, 40C for Mihai. Damn, boy. Should have twice the villager production compared to Barles.
Shot it.
Good defense from Mihai for the most part. Good unit control from Barles, mind you. But yeah, good defense from Mihai. Scorpions on the way. I love it. That's gonna be the third relic coming in, and yeah, he should get access to the fort, right? Yeah, it's gonna be fine. I love that Mihai has even gone for a few outposts around the connecting wool lanes as well, and Barles has gone for a few as well himself, so that they get some vision. Yeah, and once again, Mihai doesn't really take the best trades. This is to be expected against Mayans when going for archer units. So, in the end, Barles manages to clean that up. And if we take a look, Mihai is actually chopped through on the left-hand side, but he's got a gate up over here, so it shouldn't be possible for Barles to come in. And with the Scorpions coming out from Mihai, Barles isn't able to get too much of anything going with the eagle. Sorry, with the Pulm Archers over here. Instead, we see eagles coming in from Barles. These are Eagle Scouts, not even Eagle Warriors yet. So these will not be the strongest and could potentially go down to the Scorpions given the good amount of units that we have from Mihai. As expected though, Mihai will make the play for Castle in the Imperial Age. He's got almost enough resources to click up. He's going for Hanka. That's going to eat into his economy a little bit, but besides that, should be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon. We see the castle coming up, the Scorpions over there providing defenses for the villagers. With good unit control, Barles might actually be able to deny the castle over here, or at the very least delay it, but that's a lot of full marches going down. Great defense. Yeah. And the Eagle Scout over there is taking on the Scorpion. This is a big issue though. Scorpions going down means that the Pulm Archers are going to stay out. The Pulm Archers staying out means that the castle over here is probably going to get denied, as we see a counter castle coming in for Barles. At about the same time, Mihai is committed to the castle though, sending a bunch of extra villagers. And if he can get the castle up over here, even if it comes at a cost of a few villagers going down, that will solidify his position over here, although Barles is also getting almost enough resources to go up to the Imperial Age himself, interestingly enough. Yeah, Barles actually utilizes the market and will be on his way up. While Mihai could use the market to go up. I'm not really sure if he's got one, actually. Don't think I have seen Mihai make use of the market, but he does have one. He could already be on his way up. For whatever reason, he decided to delay it. He's gonna start going for petards now. Okay, there we go. Imperial Age is on the way, but that was a little bit scuffed from Mihai, not gonna lie. Should definitely have been the first player to click up. He does have a ram on the way though, while Barles on the other hand is just going for petards. Yeah, and you know what? Mihai has gotten a head start in petard production over here. This is huge. There's a second castle coming out for Mihai. A second round coming in. And Barles' castle is going to crumble. And it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when. How long is the castle going to stay up? I simply don't think it's going to be for too long, especially as he had to utilize the petards to clean out the rams. Now Mihai is going to be the only player with a good amount of petards. He's already on 5. He's going for the 6th with 2 rams over here. Should be able to get the castle down, and he will. Let's check. Yeah. Now that the manual's coming out, he's got to unleash the petards before it's too late, and he gets the castle down. Mihai is in an incredible spot. Will be on 2 castles, a little bit later to the Imperial Age, mind you, but with 2 castles, he should be in a good spot to go for trebuchet production and potentially get this castle down. This is huge. Once again, guys, exclamation mark prize pool to contribute towards the prize pool for the show match over here, which is 100% crowd funded. I believe right now the prize pool is pretty low still at about $19 or so. But you know, Barles might end up getting his throne stolen in the series. Because Mihai is looking very strong, and once he gets to the Imperial Age, he's unable to go for 2 trebuchets right away, but he does have the first one already on the way in. There is a second trebuchet on the way right now as well. Yes. Looks like I finished dinner at a good time. Yeah, you're coming into a great game. Over the R base. This is looking fantastic. We see the Rams coming out right now from Mihai once again. They can't really do too much though. We see the walls coming in instead with a house over here. And the trebuchets is gonna have to deploy behind the houses. He doesn't really have too much in terms of military. He's going for Cavalier and Chain Bar, the armor though, so we are going to see the relics actually pay off. This could be really good. Also looks like Twitch has some new settings. Avel, let's highlight everyone. Is that so? Castle's going down for Mihai. I don't think that matters too much. With Lithuanians, the only thing that he could get from the castle, and he still has a castle over here to go for whatever he's missing, right? But the only thing he can get from the castle that's going to be of any value would be conscription and tower shields for the later stages of the game, I guess. Not something that he's gonna have the urge to research anytime soon. What is this new setting that you're talking about, by the way? I'm pretty curious. Let's see if Mihai can dive in. He's gonna try, certainly. Whoa, and Barles just calls the GG. Damn, boy. I was just about to take a look at the left-hand side where we saw... What the actual hell? The villager count for Barles. I think he was probably paying attention at the center the same way that I was and completely disregarded the left-hand side. Let's rewind and take a look at this because... Yeah, this was not good for Barles at all. We were so focused on the castle fights that completely missed this up. And I mean, take a look at that, the Cavalier. Barles didn't realize about this either. I think by the time he realized, he probably had lost all the villagers already, right? Damn, that is a... Oh, boy. How many villagers are going down over there? So far, 8, 11. Yeah. Barles was just as focused at the center as I was, and by the time he realized about the raid over here on the left-hand side, it was way too late. Way too late. 25 villagers down the drain right there, and The moment he realized he called it GG. Boy, how grateful am I for the ability to rewind in the game over here with Couch Rage. Fantastic for plebcasters like me. Well done. Mihai will then, though, dethrone Barles as the king of the RMS series over here. Taking on a 300 higher elo player, Mihai. We'll have to wait for somebody else to challenge him for the third iteration of the RMS series. Once again, guys, big shout out to Huevo Coyote and Sieste for sponsoring this. Actually, sorry, for hosting this. And this is going to be completely community sponsored. So once again, exclamation mark prize pool. You can contribute, even if it's just $2, $5, anything is going to help, of course. And we want to see the series continue. So do that if it's possible for you. Let's take a look at the achievements one more time. What do we get? We're going to see a very nice KD for Mihai. In the end, it's going to be about a 3 to 2 KD ratio. A little bit higher than that, actually, like exactly 5 to 3. While for economy, on the other hand, we do get a stronger economy for Mihai, and it's not even close. He ended up collecting well over 10,000 extra resources. Was faster up to both the field and the castle age. Just not so much the Imperial age, but he did manage to get a stronger economy. Completely utilizing his head start to the castle age to go for extra TCs and start pulling ahead in work account, which you can see over here was the case for Mihai. Well done!